Over the Chinese New Year, one story shook China's fashion scene. A reviewer in China bought 18 down jackets, including names people in this scene already knew, like Guo, God, and Painter, and sent them all to a lab. The results were damning. Some advertised as goose down, tested as dog down. Some claimed high field power but came back drastically lower. Now, this was a narrow test. It didn't measure everything, but for a down jacket, the most basic function is the down. If a seller cuts corner on the one thing that makes the jacket work, naturally you start questioning everything else you can't see. But to be completely fair, not all of them failed. Most of the jackets actually held up. And that brings us to the real question. Why do some sellers survive the scrutiny while others don't? Who actually deserves your trust? To answer that, you need to look past the hype. A lot of people view Chinese fashion through a shallow lens. Either it's cheap chaos or some kind of factory magic. Neither is true. Here is the reality. China has a massive, open clothing supply chain. With a little digging, anyone can access top-tier factories, skilled workers, and every raw material imaginable. But because the door is wide open, market pressure is brutal. In this e-commerce space, sellers are ruthlessly screened by competition. Return policies and community call-outs. Lose control and you get pushed out. That's why buying here can actually be highly rewarding. You have an industry capable of world-class quality at fair price, combined with a market that forces sellers to prove their worth constantly. But for overseas buyers, tapping into this system is full of friction. You're dealing with RMB payments, sellers who don't ship internationally, and zero visibility on QC. That's exactly why we built stonerbuy.com, to completely remove those hurdles. But solving the payment and shipping is only half the battle. How do you actually judge a seller? Look for these 3 signals. Firstly, the name. If a seller has been around for years, survived the market pressure, and kept showing up in authentic reviews, that matters. It means they have been stress tested. A familiar name is not a guarantee, but it is a signal. Signal 2, the process. Past glory doesn't guarantee present quality. Sellers change or even sell their stores. You need to see the production track, actual evidence of work, from sampling to listing. If they can't show you the process, assume there's none. Signal 3, the reviews. Not just generic comments on a product page, but in-hand reviews from real buyers. That's the only way to verify if physical items matches the seller's claims. The less proof you see, the more you are just buying a feeling. When the seller backs up their name with clear process and real reviews, you're no longer dealing with a hype. You're dealing with an independent maker. And that is the true definition of the term. Not just someone with a storefront, but someone with absolute control over their product. In China's supply chain, control equals quality. And that's exactly where Stonerbuy comes in. We don't just give you access, we help you read the signals. Think of us not just as an agent, but as your bridge into the real logic of China's supply chain. On the platform side, we handle the payments, warehousing, logistics, and QC photos for you. But in our Discord community, we provide the context, tracking the independent makers, verifying updates, and sharing real buyer feedbacks. Moving forward, I'll be expanding this series, peeling back the curtain on how this industry actually works, because the goal is to help you shop like a Chinese. I'm Stoner. See you in the next one.